Hi, I'm Jima Bani, and today I'm going to show you how to make this adorable baby bib. What you're going to need for this project is a piece of flannel or terry cloth to do your embroidery on. That will be the top or the front of your bib. A piece of flannel or terry cloth that will be your lining of your bib. A piece of 1/4 inch elastic, a very small piece, that's going to be the loop for your button, some embroidery thread that matches the design that you're choosing, some regular sewing thread, buttons from 1 inch to 1.5 inch button, and stabilizer. To start with, you'll want to get the PDF from Projects, Aprons and Bibs from our site, and what you'll get with that is the whole pattern, and the first page is going to show you the actual measurements, and you'll want to make sure and do that first to make sure that you have the right size for your pattern. The next few pages are the actual pattern themselves. You will cut the patterns accordingly, and you will tape them together, and when you're finished you'll have a pattern that looks like this. The rest of the PDF, the other 3 pages, are step-by-step instructions on how to make the bib. The design parts actually come in 2 parts. The first part is the titles, for instance, Mommy's Little or Daddy's Little. The second part is what you call your new little addition, Angel or Devil or Miracle. So you will put these together in your machine in your edit function. Okay, so now at the machine we're going to show you how to put these 2 pieces together in your editing. So get into your actual edit process. I've got them on a jump drive, and in this case we're going to say Nana's Little. We'll set it. We'll add. We'll go back there, and we're going to do Sweetheart. We'll set that. We'll move it around so that it fits. The little fits kind of into the S. And once we get that done, we can either add and put the child's name or the child's monograms, or if this is all you want, you can go ahead and start sewing. Once you go hit the sewing, what you want to do, and it's very important, is to center that in your machine. Okay, so now we're going to get the material ready to put on the machine and embroidery Nana's Little Sweetheart. So in the PDF, it tells you how to make this panel. If you make this panel, you can hoop your center where it belongs, and then you'll cut it out once you get everything embroidered. So go ahead, make your panel. It's 9 by 16 with the center for embroidery showing. Go ahead and mark where the center is going to be. I use thread, but if you want to, you could use a pen. Just make sure if you use a fabric pen that you get it out before you press it, because it will stain. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and cut it out. Okay, so now I've got it cut out, and you'll notice here's the center. To make sure I have this centered right in the hoop, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to press a line here, usually finger pressing will do, and a line this way. And that will give you where you want the hoop to be centered. Now you'll go ahead and put this in your hoop. Now that you have it hooped and have your stabilizer ready to go, let's take it back to the machine and sew out Nana's little sweetheart. So now we have it all embroidered. So we'll go ahead and remove the stabilizer. And we want to press it with the embroidery side down on a heavy piece of toweling. That way you don't squash the pretty embroidery. Okay, so now that this is ready, what you want to do is put the pattern on it. You want to center the design with the mark that says center of embroidery. Pin it down. And you're going to mark all of these little circles and the cross for the button. So once you get it pinned down, go ahead and mark the button, the elastic, where the elastic is going to go, and where the opening is that you're going to turn, where you're going to turn it right side out. So you'll want to mark these openings also. Again, I use thread, but if you want to, you can use a fabric pen. If you use a fabric pen, make sure you have it out before you press it. Now that you have everything marked, go ahead and cut the bib out. So the front is all cut out and marked, where you're going to put the elastic, where you're going to put the buttonhole, and where you're going to leave it open. Now you're going to cut the lining. So this is important. With the lining face down, wrong side up, put your pattern on and cut it out. That way, when you go to put it together, the two right sides will go together. So now that we have the back cut out, we're going to put this together. The first thing you want to do is to take the 2-inch piece of elastic and put it over the marks. So they just go right over that dot. And then to make sure that they stay where you want them to stay, I just stay stitch them. So I'll go to the sewing machine and just run a stay stitch across there. Okay, so now we've got that stay stitch. We can just take out the different and be ready to put this together. So we'll put our lining right side together, right sides together. We'll put our lining down onto our front and we'll pin it. We'll go back to the sewing machine and we'll sew a quarter inch seam. So make sure that you leave this open from there to there so we can turn it. So now you'll want to trim your seams and clip all the curves. So when you turn it, it'll turn smoothly. Don't nick your stitches. Just go ahead and clip them all the way around, all these different curves. Okay, so now remember you've left this place open so it can be turned inside out. The easiest way is to start up here where the elastic is and turn it first and then turn the rest of it. Okay, so there's that. We can turn all the rest of it. Okay, so I generally just take a pin and try to get everything pulled out right, particularly around this curve. You can use your fingers to make sure everything's pulled out here. Now what you need to do is to just, where you've left it open, you just want to push that in and take a needle and thread and whip that closed. And you've got a choice. You can either top stitch it, which is what I like to do. As you can see, I top stitch this one, or just press it and not top stitch it. You want to press it anyway, but okay, because it's my choice to top stitch, I went ahead and took it to the machine and top stitched it. So the last thing we have to do is to put the button on. So the button goes right there where you got that mark. So you can just put the button there and go ahead and sew it on. Okay, so the button's on. Take away that and your project is complete. So here's some other ideas on how to put those together. Here's Papa's Little Devil, Grandma's Little Prince, Mima's Little Miracle, Mommy's Little Princess, and of course Daddy's Little Angel, and any number of different ways to put these things together. Log on to gmabonnie.com for these projects and designs, and here at Gma Bonnie's we hope you enjoyed this tutorial and have great fun with all of your projects.